Hey beautiful people, this is your boy Kakiso M, and it has been a long, very long time since I did a video like this. And it's simply because of I thought I won't be shooting a lot this year. I'll probably be doing a lot of my own private jobs, simply because also of my 9 to 5 has been hectic, and some of my private life, yeah, things have been a bit hectic. So I didn't think even now I'll be doing this video, but there are people that I know that knows that I've been covering weddings before. So they've asked me to cover their weddings or their friends' weddings or their family members' weddings. So this year I've already covered a couple of them. So since, well, it's 2023, I thought, why am I not doing a video just to talk about the subject that I love the most, which is audio. I've done a couple of videos talking about audio, but today I'm just going to go through what I use in weddings for 2023, probably going forward, and not just wedding but also events. And you can also use some of the equipments for monologues. You can use them for dialogues. You can use them pretty much even for your drama. You can use it pretty much for a lot of gigs that you do. So I'm going to show, starting from the back that I have here, and what is inside and what do I use them for. So let's start first with the back. This bag, it's fairly small bag, backpack, and it is a low pro. It's a BP 150, so it's fairly small. So inside this bag is where I am actually keeping my audio devices, and also I'm keeping my monitors. So it is divided into 3 parts. Might not be visible for that. I'll try to add a screen shot or whatever just to show. It's divided into 3, and then I have my monitors and I have my audio devices. So starting with my audio device, I'm going to start with the first one, which I'm actually using right now here, recording on it, and this is my go-to when it comes to plugging onto the soundboard, and this is your Zoom H6. I'm actually using it right now on this podcast. So, and the reason I love the H6, it has a lot of XLR and jacks, about 2.4, and with this extension at the top, I can use about 6 inputs. I normally just use 1 or 2. Most of the time I use 1, because what I need from this is just a backup from the soundboard or the sound guy or the DJ right from the mic, and it goes straight into this, and I'm able to dial the audio that I want per channel. And the nice thing is, which I'm not using now, but when I do weddings I actually use it, I actually plug it at the top here, simply because if you plug XLR in here, you're going to get 2 audio per channel, if I may put it that way, or per input, and one is actually a backup with a little bit lower dB or decibels. So you have a lower backup just in case the other one clips. That's another thing that I like about the H6. You can do a ton of things with the H6. It records into a mini SD card. So it actually records onto a full SD card. It's just that I normally have a mini, and then I actually use a adapter. I actually don't really recommend doing it that way. I recommend that you just put a full, because I've had an issue in the past, not on this, on other gadget, where I would use an adapter. So yeah, those are the reasons I normally like to use the H6, and it is really rugged. It also uses the batteries, 4 AAA batteries, the Penlight batteries. And what I normally do when it comes to weddings and events, for me to have a nice backup, I always carry this guy here. This is very cheap. This is ADATA 20,100 mAh, and this is a power bank. So I use this power bank solely for the H6. And normally I have a cable that I use with it is here somewhere. This is the cable that I use with the H6 and the power bank. So the reason I'm putting the batteries and the power bank at the same time is that it actually do sort of a hot swap, if I may put it that way. So I can disconnect the power bank, it will continue recording. I can remove the batteries while the power bank is plugged, it will continue recording. So I use it this way just in case the batteries finish and it stop recording. So moving away from that, I do have a long XLR. I think this is about 5 meter. I hardly use it. I normally use a small XLR if I need an XLR, because I'll usually plug at the sound guy, and I hardly use a long XLR, but I just keep it just in case there's no space where I can put the Zoom H6 and with the small XLR cables. So I prefer the XLR, and simply because of the reason that I stated, that you can get a backup on the top module. So since well, not everyone uses a XLR, or you cannot get an XLR input, output to this, I also use the one with a jack, and in fact there should be a jack to jack cable. Yes, I have a jack to jack cable here. This is what I would normally use if the guy doesn't have an output, which is a XLR. And another cable, okay, there's another small XLR. I just keep it in case. Another cable that I use for audio, because you find that other guys don't use the jack, they don't use what do you call it, the XLR. You'll never know what you will find on the sound guy, because it's different people, different venues. So you have to actually have all the cables, that especially the modern ones. I trust the big jack and the XLR should do the job, but you'll never know. Just keep those cables just in case. So I am done on this side. Then the next thing that I like to carry around is the Rode Video Mic Go. This is a shotgun mic that you will normally put on top of the camera. And I keep this adapter, the big jack, because this is the 3.5 and this is, I'm not sure, 7.5, 7. I just keep it on here just in case I will need it. But on most of my cameras, I actually use the 3.5 millimeter jack. So I keep this with me, but I hardly use it because I prefer to get the sound to a recording device, because normally the camera, I'll be moving it, then the sound will be changing, and also the distance will increase your noise to signal ratio, which means you get more noise, and the more you increase the volume, the more the noise also increase. So I hardly uses this, but I keep it nonetheless. Then we come back to this bag, which is inside this bag. So I can close this because what is left on here is actually just the batteries and the monitors. So this bag carries all my audio requirements and also the monitors. So in this bag is something that I have shown before. I've actually talked about this bag, and this is your Rode Wireless Go 2. And for those who doesn't know, the Rode Wireless Go 2, it's actually a wireless audio device where you have 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. So you can control both the receivers, and you can control both receivers on one. Okay, let's try again. You can actually control both transmitters with 1 receiver. So, and the reason I like this, I've done a couple of videos, even my frustration about this, but since then they have been improved quite a lot. The firmware updates have been forthcoming, quite a lot have been done, and also they have included a while ago, they've included an update where you can actually use your Android phone or device or your Apple phone or device to have an app that can control this. But if you need to do quite a lot from this, you can actually use the app that goes onto a Windows or onto a Mac. So the main thing that I love this is they are wireless. They work for me all the time. I never had real issues with them, except the clipping issue, which it was, they have done something about it. I haven't really tested it where it's very loud that it works, but they have done something about it. I must test that part. And the other thing, which I love the most, is that they record internally. So I've set them up that once a receiver and a transmitter are on, both of them, they just start recording. You don't have to press anything. That's some of the things I love about this. So you can use them as they are on a podcast like this. I normally don't like to use them here because there is an echo, but when I use the shotgun mic, that echo is way much better. So you can use them as they are because they have internal mics, and or you can use the way I prefer them, which is with the lapel mics. I normally keep a couple of lapel mics with me. So I have, here's one lapel mic. So I'll normally, in a wedding, I will actually, in a matrimonial wire the pastor and also the groom. So I should be able to get the speech from, I should be able to get the bright speech from the mic of either the pastor or the groom, because they will be very close to each other. So I use them that way. We've used them for monologues also as a backup, because for monologue you can actually use a shotgun and get it as close as possible. Then we will wire this for backup purposes. There's many things that you can use this, especially in events. So one other gadget, or let me say other things that I keep, is because they have internal batteries, I also keep the cables to charge them. I don't want to be left with these things without the battery. So yeah, there are smaller gadgets that really don't matter. Then my last audio device, which I love a lot, is the F2, is the Zoom F2 BT. And what is the Zoom F2 BT? This is a 32-bit float audio recording device. It actually comes as one gadget. It doesn't have a transmitter, receiver. It is not wireless. But here's what I like about it. You actually get two of this. You get the one which is F2 BT, the one I have, and then you just get the F2. So the BT part means Bluetooth. So why I went for the Bluetooth part, it's simply for monitoring purposes, because once you've given this to your client or the subject, you are not able to monitor it. You can't see, you can't do anything. But the one with the Bluetooth, which is this one, I can monitor on the phone that this is still recording. And honestly, that's all that you need, that to see that this is still recording. There is audio going into this. That's all. This is a 32-bit float, so it doesn't even have a volume up, volume down. The only volume up, volume down that is here is just for your headsets. But in terms of the mic, it doesn't have that. It uses the lapel mic. So you just plug the lapel mic, you place it onto your talent, you press record, and it has a lock. So you press, you switch on, you press record, and then you turn it to hold, which means even if the talent or the subject presses one of the buttons by mistake, it will not work. You have locked it. And once you have done that, that's it. That's all you need. Even if the person can scream because of the 32-bit float, you are able to recover everything. So virtually, you cannot distort the sound or the audio going into this. I love this gadget. Wherever there's a loud sound, you just throw this thing and it just works. So guys, this is the audio devices that I normally used for 2023 events. or other shoots that I have done. So I've like I said, the monologue, it will be actually the shotgun mic, which is actually here, and you can actually even use this shotgun mic for the Rode video mic Go for your monologues. Even for dialogues, you can still use that. You can use the wireless Go 2 for dialogues, and just be careful how you place them, because previously I was placing my mics, especially the lapel, wrong. So just make sure you do not put it very close to your voice box, because it is going to record your deep voice. So you must actually place it almost between your chest, in between there, a little bit lower, then it will work the best. If somebody's wearing a jacket, it will be nice just to place it a little bit lower there. Don't place it at the top, you're going to get a weird sound, which I used to have. So that is actually a pro tip. So yeah, and the F2BT, just throw this thing anywhere where there's loud sound. Just throw it to people who, a person who's going to sing, because you are able to recover that. Just throw it on a preacher, on a pastor, because they tend to speak very loud, and if you putting anything that you cannot remotely tweak the volume, you're going to have a problem. But with this thing, you are good to go. Even where a person is actually speaking very low, this thing, you are able to recover that sound without really increasing a lot of the noise floor. So these are those. And then your H6, this is what you plug on a soundboard. I go with this thing everywhere. So even when I use a shotgun mic, I actually plug it into this thing, and because this thing just works, and it is very clean in terms of the sound that you get from the H6. I bought mine secondhand, and yeah, I cleaned it up. It looks good now. So you don't even have to buy this new if you cannot afford it, because it is quite expensive. In fact, you don't have to buy the H6. There are other Zoom H series that you can buy, like the H4. There's H4n, I think. There's the H5. So you can even look into that. So all you need is something that can actually put the XLR, or the, is it 7.5 or whatever jack, the big jack, and then you are good to go. Just make sure that it has a clean sound. So guys, this is my sound for 2023. Hopefully somebody will gain from this, and I think I am back on YouTube. I will be doing a couple of videos that I have, and the next video that's coming is my Canon C70 was dropped, and I'm going to do a video about that, and we'll talk about it when we get there. That's gonna be a video following this one. Guys, this is your boy Kagiso M. If it is your first time watching this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. We talk about anything and everything to do with filming, to do with gadgets, photography gadget or filming gadget, audio gadget related to filming. And what else? I think we only talk about that. Oh, lighting also. So guys, see you on my next video. Cheers.